On today's episode of the Kickback FC, we're diving into the journey of a third-generation footballer whose career has taken him from Germany's top academies to the U.S. men's national team and now to the USL Championship. He's played under elite coaches, overcame serious setbacks, and is now using his platform to give back to the next generation of players. Winger for the Las Vegas Lights FC and founder of Gyau Skills Academy, Gyau. Welcome to the podcast, bro.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Kickback FC. Appreciate you guys tuning in to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
So welcome to the Kickback FC, your go-to spot for unfiltered, real talk, all things soccer. We're going to be breaking down the biggest moments, hottest takes, and everything you need to stay plugged in the world's game. We'll also tap into other sports from time to time because if it's big in sports, we've got some thoughts on it. So whether this is your first time tuning in or you've been rocking with us from the jump, again, just want to say thank you to all of our friends and supporters. Once again, my name is Cornelius. I'm here with my boys and fellow co-hosts. Mike, how you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling great, man. It feels like a Chelsea podcast tonight.
That's what it's looking like. Yeah.
How about you, Gabriel? How you feeling?
Not too bad, man. You know, it's a lot of blue on here and a lot of alternate kits, but you know, it's all right. It's all right. Cornelius, how you feeling?
Good, man. Salam, how about you?
Good, man. I feel really good. Got a great guest on here with us today, so I'm excited. You good, Cornelius?
Yeah, absolutely. Intro on you.
All right, bro. On today's episode of the Kickback FC, we're diving into the journey of a third-generation footballer whose career has taken him from Germany's top academies to the U.S. men's national team and now to the USL Championship. He's played under elite coaches, overcame serious setbacks, and is now using his platform to give back to the next generation of players. Winger for the Las Vegas Lights FC and founder of Gyau Skills Academy, Gyau. Welcome to the podcast, bro.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man. Well, you know, you got the jersey on. I feel like we should just talk about it. We've already started talking about it. This is the question that I was going to save for last, but looks like you're a Chelsea FC fan.
Yeah.
You got Drogba on the back. Kind of just talk to us. How'd you become a Chelsea fan, man?
So actually, this is a real story. So back in the day, there was this camp. It was called YPT. This is around like 06 in Pennsylvania, youth professional training. And the guy who held it had this competition. Anybody who came to the camp and won either MVP or Golden Boot would get a tryout with Chelsea and Man United. So I won MVP and my boy won Golden Boot. So he went to Man U and I got to go to Chelsea. And at that time, you know, Drogba was there, SCN, Lassana Diarra. I mean, yeah. Las was there. Man, you name it. Just the whole lineup. And when I was able to go to Cobham and actually witness that firsthand, that's when I was like, yeah, this is it. This is gonna be my squad. So when I was there, I was with the I don't even remember, U16s or something like that. We played against QPR. We played against Arsenal. Not too many people know that story though. I have a few photos on my Facebook. This is from time ago, but ever since then I've been a fan.
Okay, very cool.
That's
man.
insane.
I wish
That
you
was
would have
very
won.
crazy time.
You should have won Golden Boot, bro.
But yeah, man, real true stories right there.
Okay. Before we get into your upbringing and all that, one last question is about Chelsea. Briefly, thoughts on this past season and kind of your early kind of outlook for this upcoming season.
Yeah, so I mean, just this past phase of the last few years that Chelsea has been in, it's been, you know, kind of rough from when I became a fan till all of the foundational changes that have happened in the club, you know, not properly having a style of play, being kind of erratic with the moves, just getting any which player just because you just feel like he's hot on the market, let's grab him, and not actually being able to fit him into the squad. So it's been a It's been a roller coaster ride. I was super happy when they were able to pull off the loan move with Sancho because I really like his style of play. I had high hopes when Sterling came, but it hasn't been easy. But with the towards the end they were able to have success, obviously winning that trophy, and I think for next season, they just got to try and build on that. They got to try and build on that, keep trying to form that identity so that they can, get back to where Chelsea once was.
I hear you. I hear that. I know those two guys have been echoing the same sentiment for a
Oh
while.
yeah.
So,
True
cool,
fans,
man.
true fans.
Oh yeah. Who has been your favorite signing so far?
Cole Palmer, I would say, man.
I mean, yeah.
It's an obvious one, but
Yeah.
I really like his game. I like his mentality because a lot of people say, because he's not the brightest one, that he's not able to, feel certain type of pressures, and it's really like that. Sometimes if you're not overthinking about stuff, it's not easier, but you're able to perform a little bit better because you're not overthinking. What if I miss this? What if I look silly trying this? So he's just out there doing it, and so I like his game.
All right.
Definitely
Very
fair.
good, man. I just want to get into your upbringing, man. Third generation footballer. How did growing up in a family of professionals influence your earliest memories of the game? Your father is the head coach at Howard University, and then your grandfather, Ghanaian legend, won 2 AFCONs, Olympian with Ghana as well too. So,
Crazy.
kind of how did that kind of shape your love for the game?
What's funny is like I didn't meet my grandpa until I was like not until a little bit later, because we went back to Ghana, I want to say when I was like 11, and he went back there after he finished playing. So that was the first time I really met him. I'd only heard stories and everything just from what people had told me. A lot of the old heads in Maryland that used to play with him used to talk about how he was a legend. My pops used to talk about him as well. So I didn't actually grasp everything until I was in his house in Sunyani, and I saw like the pictures of him and Pauli together, because they played against each other in the Olympics. Them showing love to each other, shaking hands. Then, not to mention seeing all the love that he was getting. And he was a chief in his old village, so like highly respected. So being able to see that first and foremost with my own eyes, I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And then my own introduction to the game, just through my dad, basically. It was not really like, you don't really have a choice, bro. This is legacy. Like, this is the way you're going down that path. You know what I mean? So it was like that. I mean, I used to go to my dad's men's league games when I was a kid, the African League, the Caribbean League. We would all just be outside on the sideline having our own game with all the kids, things like that. Beach soccer tournaments, he would take me with him. So he would go to Brazil. I would tag along. So I was kind of always around the game, and I always kind of saw it at a high level from a different perspective than, just a normal kid that's playing. And obviously, when you have people in your family that have played at a certain level, they think differently as well. It's not like, oh, you just out here playing club, kicking the ball around. It's like everything is strategic, So, but yeah, I didn't get to be around my grandpa as much as I wanted to, because he died of cancer, and him and my pops didn't really click well like that. Surprisingly, to what a lot of people would think, it wasn't really like that. But from what I did get of my grandpa, that was legendary, man.
Did it change your perspective about like football moving on from there, meeting your grandpa onwards on your life? Did it like change your perspective on it?
Yeah, because then when we went back to Ghana and when we made that connection, it's totally different when you see kids playing on the street all the time, and when you see how highly respected, you know, my grandpa was back there, it kind of gave me a different sense of the game, you know, because aside from being back in the States, most of my friends in my neighborhood did not play soccer. Like, you know, the guys on my team, my club team, obviously, and the people that we met later on, a lot of, you know, first generation Liberians, Nigerians, Ghanaians, exactly. You know, those were all of my boys when I started playing club. But before that, not many guys around the neighborhood was playing like that. So when I was able to go see that firsthand, that was monumental for me.
Oh, 100%, man. You mentioned your father, Philip Gyau, head coach at Howard University. How is growing up with a coach as a father and now seeing him lead a prominent program shape like your understanding of the game?
Like I said before, it's not like you're not just coming up like a regular kid where you just out there just kicking about. It's like even on the little friendly games or the little club soccer games on the weekend, you're expected to score 3 goals. Like if you score 3 goals, it's like that's normal. You should do that. You know, like nowadays, you see like especially on the Instagram, a lot of parents that be posting endlessly about their kids scoring in a U10 game.
Yeah.
For me, it was like, no. You're in this category. You're supposed to be scoring 3, 4, 5. That's the standard. And then once you get to a certain level, then we can start, you know, talking and giving the pats on the back. Because first off, the training we were doing was different. Like once we hit 10, 11, we're doing quarters in under a minute. Well, I don't know if we were doing under a minute when I was 10, but we were doing quarters, like these pyramid runs where you do a quarter, an 800, a mile, and then back down. We doing that on the regular. So that kind of built my foundation early to where if I'm playing on the field with some other guys, you're going to see like, whoa, this guy's not really training like the rest. They doing something else, you know? So that kind of gave me a certain mentality from the beginning. It kept me humble for sure, because there might be games where you think you had a crazy ass game and you're like, yeah, you have to do it again next week. So it's like, but it prepared me for what was to come, you know?
Mm-hmm. I mean, what was to come was, I mean, you got the opportunity to play at IMG, man. Talk about that. That's a big platform, you know, especially in soccer, man. So like, how did that opportunity come about?
Man, so at the time they used to do ODP, regional team and all that. So you got to make your state team first. You got to make your region team first. Then you got to make it to the national team. And then once you're on the U14s, you got to stay on the U14s to U17s. And then once you are in that category, then they call you down to residency in IMG. So they called me down there, I want to say like 2007. That was when the 92 group was called down. And that was huge, because I hadn't really heard of anything like that outside of Europe, where you actually move down someplace and you're training full time, going to school, going to tournaments. Everything was centered around soccer. And from what I know now, that setup was probably the best thing that could have happened at that time. Because if you saw a lot of American talent, they were producing a lot of American-based talent when they had the residency program. Now we got to outsource it. Right. Now it's like, this guy was born in Germany, but he's got an American parent. Let's bring him over. Before that, like guys like Josie, Breck Shea, I mean, you name it. I don't know if Landon went to residency or not, but I'm pretty sure he did. But like a lot of those guys came from the residency program. So
can you explain the residency program again, like a little bit more? Because some people might not be, you know, completely aware of what that is.
Yeah. So the residency program was in preparation for the U17 World Cup. They will have the main group of players. I want to say it was like a roster of maybe like 40 or something guys. So our age group was the 92 age group. So all of us moved down to Bradenton, Florida. So we were living at IMG Academy, but we weren't part of IMG Academy. This
Okay.
was a US soccer funded operation. So you were with the national team. And so the coaches, they lived down there with us. So Wilmer Cabrera and Jerson Echeverry. Wilmer Cabrera played for the Colombian national team, coaching the MLS. He's coaching in El Paso in USL right now. Jerson as well, coached at a high level. They lived down there with us. So we would wake up in the morning, do gym, come back, eat. Which was it? Wake up in the morning, go to gym, take the buses, go out to the field, train, come back, shower, eat lunch, go to school, then come back, and then your day is finished. Then if we had a tournament, we'd fly to Argentina, stay there for like 2-3 weeks, play some of the top teams. We were just flying all over, go to France, you name it. So they tried to model it after Clairefontaine in France, you know, how they had that whole setup. And for me, I thought it was really good. I thought it was good to have all the guys in one place at a young age, training, drilling, so that you have a certain identity when the guys come of age.
Yeah, I mean, it's different now. I feel like now they got the MLS Next academies, and I feel like the landscape of youth soccer is a lot different. I just wrapped up coaching youth soccer my 4th year last year, and
yeah,
man, ECNL and all these other platforms is just it's
what I'm saying. What do you think about it, bro?
You know,
Before
bro,
I get my 2 cents.
That's a great question, especially because I have 2 kids. And
Yeah.
I actually had this conversation the other day about, like, you know, you coach, like, are you going to put your kids in there? Me personally, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it until if my son or daughter is serious about it when they get into high school, 9th grade, 10th grade, I'll consider it at that point. Because then at that point, I'll know that you want to do this, you want to take this seriously. You know, if you just want to play, I can give you a platform to play. You can train with me if you want to train.
Yeah.
But I just think that there's a lot of money in youth sports, not just soccer, but just a lot of money-driven decisions in youth sports.
Yeah.
So me personally, looking at it as a parent, nah, I don't think that I would put my kid in there unless the opportunity made sense.
Right. And I'm right there with you. And I also agree because I'm a parent right now. So my daughter, if I'm going to fork out that much money, I need to know that the coaching, first off, is up to par.
Right. Facts.
Second, I need to know we're not just going to every tournament every weekend for no reason.
Yeah.
And then third, all of these little, you know, most of the time it's not even about the game anymore.
Yeah.
Too many people are worried about, oh yeah, I'm on this best team, U10 best team in the country. You're in elementary school.
Yeah.
You know how long it is till you get to turn pro?
Literally.
You know how many guys I knew that were cold at 9 years old? Once puberty hit, you're like, damn, what happened?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's and this, like, right now in the country is too much of like a I need it now mentality. I need it now. Oh yeah, I need it now. It don't come like that. You have to grind for years, decades, if we really being honest. Like, if you're really trying to make it to a certain level, now if you're trying to just play, collect some bread on the weekend, that's a different story. But if you're trying to go to Europe and compete against the best of the best, that's like 10 years worth of grind, 10, 15, 17 years of doing the fundamentals every day, creating good habits. And I don't think that structure exists yet in youth soccer.
Nah, not at all. I mean, I'm sure Salam can speak to this because he coaches, but I mean, all of us have played at the youth level. It wasn't called ECNL when I used to play. I forgot what it's called. I think it was called like PCL or something. It was some league. But yeah, honestly, it was just the coaching, like you said, is not up to par a lot of the times. Even though it's decent, it's not like it's terrible. But if you want to get to that professional level. They always say, like, if you want to be an expert at something, you have to put in, 10,000 hours, bro. If you want to go pro, you got to put in 30. Like, it's like close to 30,000 hours, bro. Honestly.
Yeah.
It's
Time.
it's time.
And there's, the funny thing is that there's a lot
You hear me?
of. Yep.
Yeah,
You still there?
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
yeah, we can hear you.
Damn, I can't hear y'all though.
Okay.
You can
Oh, yeah, I hear you.
leave and you hear yourself.
Okay. But yeah, no, that's a great point that both of you guys made, man. I would just see, and the club that I coached at too, and this is no shade because I know that there's going to be people from the club that I coached at who are going to listen to this. This is no shade to y'all, but like U.S. soccer, I feel like is mostly towards, for the people that can afford it. So I feel like you're filtering out a lot. And with that comes a lot, right? There's like mentality issues. There's kind of a little bit of entitlement. And like you said, bro, like, do you need to be on the best team at 11 years old? Does it really matter right now?
No.
But yeah, we could talk all day about
I
that.
know.
But,
that's a combo that could go on forever, man.
Yeah, man.
Facts. But kind of piggybacking off of that and just your experience at IMG, you were able to, get exposed to academies at a young age overseas, who they do the fundamentals every single day.
Yeah.
All they do is eat, breathe, and sleep football.
Yeah.
Kind of when you were at IMG before, you kind of make that transition to the youth squads and Hoffenheim and kind of Vancouver as well. Kind of what was that thought process going into that, and what deterred you from playing college, U.S. football, college soccer? What kind of deterred you from that and said, what, I want to go this, just straight pro route with these youth teams and, just kind of, and in a sense, take my chances and see how it goes.
Yeah. So, once I started making the youth national teams, that's when everything really started becoming real to me. Before that, you have dreams and you have visions. But once I started making the national teams consistently and you get free Nike stuff and all of that, then you're like, oh,
and that's where y'all get iced out too, yo.
Yeah. You're like, every camp you're coming in, you're getting 2 new pairs of cleats, you're getting clothes, you're getting runners, you're getting everything. And if you make every single camp, that's damn near like 12 pairs of boots every year.
Yeah.
So brand new, total 90s, this, you name it. So once that started happening, I was like, nah, man, this is what I want to do. And Joga Bonito was out. So I'm like, oh man, this is next level. I'm trying to do like these guys. So honestly, before any real colleges or MLS teams had reached out, we played a tournament in Spain with the under 17s. And the academy director of Hoffenheim saw me there because he came to watch somebody else, and they came and they saw me, and he was like, "Oh man, we want to get in contact with whoever's in charge of him, and we want to bring him to Hoffenheim." Obviously, and they had signed me when I was 16, but EU rules, you can't go over as a foreigner until you're 18, and I didn't have any family members or anybody that's of European descent, so I had to wait till my 18th birthday. But that's why they loaned me out to the Vancouver Whitecaps for 1 season, because they had a German coach there that was the head of their youth department. So they had me staying with a host family. And I don't know if you guys know this name. You guys know Charles Rankin?
Yeah, Charles Rankin.
Charles Rankin.
Yeah.
So me and him, we signed with Hoffenheim at the same time, and we both went to Vancouver. Okay. We were living with the same host family, and this German coach was close with the Hoffenheim director. So before school, they would call us into this trailer, and they would make us watch the first team players at Hoffenheim who were in our position, so that when it was time for us to go over there, we weren't out of place. So we knew how they played. We knew what position they were forming us for. We knew everything beforehand, and that's what the training on the field was like as well. So, like, that stuff was already going on before MLS had even really reached out. Like, DC United was kind of sniffing around, but my pops, this is the advantage of having somebody who knows about the game, because he was like, "No, we're not signing that, because if you sign your rights away, if you do want to get somewhere else, DC United can say, nah, you need to pay for them. So I never played with DC United. I just played one tournament with them with Bill Hamid. We won MLS Cup, and that was that. They all played for DC, but I never played academy with them.
Oh wow.
So that's how I was able to go to Hoffenheim for free.
Wow, that's amazing. Shout out Bill too, man. Shout
out
Bill.
Bill.
Shout out
man.
Bill, bro.
Great
Bill.
guy.
Shout out Charles Rankin too, man. He's a dog.
Hey,
Still,
man.
bro.
Look, I also want to say as well, Charles Rankin
Bro.
was one of the best players that I played with because his thought process of the game was years beyond even what I was doing on the field. I'm more of an athlete than Charles, but Charles, his one-touch play, his knowing 2 steps ahead before he even gets the ball, he was doing that when we were 14. I'm getting the ball and I'm just like, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna juke somebody out. Like I'm thinking as soon as the ball's on my foot, I'm reactionary. Charles was proactive early. Levels.
I was very familiar, man. We're the same age. I was born 92 as well too, so I was very familiar. I was like, damn, that's the bar? Shit. That's close for me, but shout out to Charles, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. Kind of piggybacking off of that, just go a little bit off track. Kind of run me through how, you and Charles' relationship, because obviously, you're 2 young bucks kind of getting signed at the same time, living together with the same host family, going through kind of the same things. And obviously 2 different types of styles of players. What did, throughout your career, I'm sure you still carry sentiments with him now while you play, but, what did you learn from him? Just his approach to the game, the way he played. What did you learn from him on a day in, day out basis?
Man, when I came in residency, Charles was already there because they called Charles in early. They called him in with the 91s. So they like, yo, there's this guy here named Charlie Rankin. He's the guy. And, coming from Maryland, coming from that Region 1, a lot of us like to talk shit. So when we heard about that, we like, man, who this guy, man? We want to see what he's about, man. We over here, we got a lot of dogs, so let's see what's over there. Because he's coming from St. Louis. St. Louis, we're like, what's that? Who plays out there? So we met him. So we go down to residency, and I see him train. I'm like, dang, his technique is clean. Like, first touch, that bounce, the 1-2, he's flicking behind the leg. I'm like, yo, I haven't really seen too many guys 14 playing like this before. So, we got close, and he was always very professional, doing prehab before dudes even knew what prehab was. I'm like, prehab? It's just lace the boots and run. Yeah. He's band work, working technique on the ball, doing all types of stuff. Like I used to stretch at night, but Charles used to have a different type of regimen. So once we were living together in Vancouver, that's when we really started like gelling together because we knew we were on the same path together. We had this host family, man, and like they were cool, but they were like leaving us on our own a little bit, Bless them though. So like after school, we would hop on the bus, the regular Metro bus, go to some field near the house. We grab our balls. We're just doing, individual training on our own. And he used to come up with these drills. I would come up with some drills because, steal some stuff from my pops. And we used to just be pushing each other. This is around the time Cristiano and Drogba were dipping the ball. So we're out of the pitch, working on the dip technique, working on that, working on our flips, working on our scissors. We're just working on the whole bag because we knew where we were about to go, that we had to be ready. So I just, and I got a special connection with Charles because a lot of people don't know how much of a sacrifice the professional life is, bro. If you're really trying to get after it, you got to pretty much sacrifice everything. And it was good to have us be together because we ain't go to prom. We ain't go to homecoming. We went to the same high school. Like we didn't do a lot. We put a lot of that stuff to the side because we could see already where we were headed. And it was just good to be side by side with a dude like that.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. It's always easier when you have someone. I wouldn't say easier, but it's always a better to have someone, side by side with you, going
For
through the
sure.
same struggles, going through the same things, knowing that you're not alone, and ultimately someone that will push you, and of course, a lifelong friend at this point. So that's great. Kind of building off of that, you putting in work day in, day out. You finally get called up to Hoffenheim. You finally make your debut. And if I'm correct, it was during the DF Pokal, right?
Yes, sir,
your
man.
debut. Yeah. So just kind of run me through, all the prep work. You finally get to that moment. What were the vibes like? What was the feeling? Were you nervous? When you get on the pitch, what was the vibes?
The vibes were different, obviously, because we get to that point, but there was just so much in between to get to that point. Still, from when I touched down to Hoffenheim to where I touched the field with the first team, everything is still step by step by step. So like I went to the U19s first, and the first tournament we had, like the first week I got there, we're playing against Botafogo, we're playing against all these other teams, and I win MVP of that tournament. And that kind of like set the stage, or it kind of like was a statement to all the guys that were there, like, oh, there's these two new American guys here, and the coaches, they were receptive. And after a few months, then I was pushed up to the first team where I was training with them, and I would play games with the second team. So I was just always performing. Ralph Ragnick was the coach at that time.
Yeah.
So I'm in there with Vedar Ibisevic, Dembaba, Chinedu Obazi, like these guys. Chinedu Obazi, that's still my guy, man. I actually just wished him happy birthday the other day. We traded jerseys 4 years later when he was at Schalke and I was at Dortmund, but that's my boy. So, yeah, just fast forward, playing up there with those guys, that's when you see the standard and the grit. Now you're not playing with guys who parents are dropping them off for the game and they're having Capri Sun after the game. You're playing with guys that are really living this. Like, I need this, I'm if I don't got this, what else, And that level in the game pushed me to a certain level to where I felt like, okay, if I'm able to compete against these guys, I feel like I belong now. Then that's when I was rewarded and I was able to make my debut with the first team against Greuther Fürth. I'm playing with, behind me, my left back, Edson Brathwaite, played in the World Cup final for Holland. Sead Salihovic, Ryan Babel, like, man, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Was Firmino there?
Firmino. Dudes don't even, bro, guys don't even know, man. Like, from the beginning, he had come from Figueirense. It was like Serie B in Brazil.
Yeah.
And folks were like, oh, why are they spending $1 million on him? Man, he comes in there, braces. This before he got the money. Braces. Walk up in the locker room, curly hair. He was inked up and not as inked up. Yeah.
With the blonde.
He's, every training he's trying some new flicks and it's not quite coming off. And the German is very like, hey, cut it out. Hey, simple first. But that was the first time where I really, him and a few other French guys that are also like, no matter what, I'm going to do my thing. But he was like, I'm going to keep trying this. No matter what, you could never change his mind about his game. He tried one flick, it didn't come off. Next play, he's trying it again. And I remember we went home in the off season for summer break and we came back and he was just a different beast, bro. The confidence. And that's when he had that one crazy season where he went like 15-15. So, yeah, man, he's a dog.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I could only imagine, just playing with those guys, we know them now today and the world knows them now today as, these world-renowned strikers played on, massive major teams now.
Yeah.
But, just see them back then and just to hear the stories is always so cool.
I got stories, man. I got stories, boy.
So, yeah, you make your debut for Hoffenheim and then they send you on loan. You actually go to St. Pauli, and it's actually crazy. I played soccer at Cleveland State for 4 years, and I had a guy, Sebastian Kalk, shout out Kalk. He used to play at St. Pauli's Academy actually when before he came over to the U.S. So
Mm.
I actually know a bit about St. Pauli, and like you said, I played with a lot of Germans, and I know that regiment. They're very, very, very,
Facts.
very, very regimented. Kind of
No
just walk me
mistake.
through that experience. What was it like to, kind of go through that talk of, hey, I'm like, we're gonna send you on loan you're on loan for 2 years, so it's like,
Yeah.
you go on loan, kind of just walk you through that process, and how did it kind of set the stage for you to, eventually make that big move?
Yeah, so that summer preseason, the previous coach, I don't remember if he got fired or he left. Holger Stanislavski, he's the one that gave me my debut. He left. They like revamped the whole squad, so they kind of like offloaded some expensive players. Like they got rid of Ryan. I think they loaned Ryan out. They loaned a bunch of guys out. They had a totally new roster. Kevin Volland came in there. Ed, I don't know if you guys know Eden Deriak. He used to play for Leverkusen. Like they brought in a few dogs, and we had the preseason, and I'm doing well in the preseason. I scored about like 5 goals in 7 games the first few preseason games. So I'm doing my thing, and I'm feeling really good. But my agent at the time was like, they brought in all these expensive guys. If you really want to play, I think you should go on loan. I wasn't in agreement. I was like, man, let me compete,
Mhm.
But at the time, I was with a pretty big agency. They had Roberto Firmino. They had they had a lot of guys. Why am I forgetting his name? Gustavo. He used to play for Bayern as well, and he played for
Gustavo.
Luis
yeah.
Gustavo.
Luis,
Gustavo. He played for Wolfsburg too.
Exactly. We had Luis Gustavo, Salihovic. We had a myriad of players, and he was like, "Trust me, you want to go on loan." So I was like, "Cool, whatever." So I go up to St. Pauli, and I didn't even know I was going up to St. Pauli. He just bought me the ticket, and I'm like, "Hamburg? Am I going to Hansfeld?" Nah, but it was St. Pauli. So I get up there, and yeah, man, that was also totally different because Hoffenheim has a different kind of fan base. It's a small, tiny city. Hamburg's a major city, a nice city, expensive city, and the football culture is ridiculous. You got 2 major teams. You got Haasfeld and you got St. Pauli. And St. Pauli is in like a district of the city where like you go into that part of the city, all you see is the emblem, the skull and bones everywhere.
Yeah.
People, they live and die for that. Oh.
Yeah.
And that was one of the first places where I'll go outside and folks are like, "Oh, that's him." Like Hoffenheim was small town, you get recognized. But like you're in Hamburg, you're downtown at the Ulster. I'm shopping at the Nike store, and I see people like, "Yo, it's him. He just signed it." So that was crazy to begin with, and that was a good period for me to actually get. That was my first professional stage where I was getting like a good string of games in the second Bundesliga. So that was huge for my development.
Yeah, absolutely. I can only imagine it. Yeah, I know my boy Kalk, man. He had the pride and joy he had for St. Pauli, bro, was unmatched. This guy every single week, bro, when we're in school, St. Pauli's playing. It doesn't matter where we are on the way to a match after, bro. He's tapped in. Like
I'm telling you,
yeah, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
tapped
Like
in.
I respect it, man, and it's super dope. Just for you, kind of learning how to, at the same time, deal with that, kind of that popularity in a sense. When people just recognizing you, it's good to stay humble, but also, just dealing with all of that. It's definitely cool to hear.
It's cool.
Yeah, 100%. So at St. Pauli, you do pretty decent there, do pretty well, and then the big move comes. You end up getting that transfer to the Borussia Dortmund. End up, being on the side with some extremely notable names that we know now.
I would say those last few seasons at Dortmund was when they had the biggest names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Arguably.
Absolutely right.
100%.
Like that roster was Shinji Kagawa, Marco Reus, Aubameyang, Mkhitaryan, Gundogan, Hummels, Piszczek, Schmelzer, Roman Weidenfeller.
Sabitzer was there too, right?
Biden fella.
No,
Sabitzer-
Sabitzer wasn't there yet.
He wasn't there yet. Okay.
But one of the Bender twins was there. Ciro Immobile was there. Blazdekovsky was there.
Sven Bender.
Yeah, exactly. Sven Bender.
Bender.
Who else? There was more.
Y'all had
Nevin
squad.
Subotic. Don Juan G. He played at I want to see he was at Augsburg. He played at Southampton. Man, it was guys, ballers.
Was Isak there?
Isak, he came after me.
He came after, yeah.
And
Okay.
yeah, even in that time while I was there, Dembele, Pulisic was there.
Pauli.
Adnan Januzaj.
Sancho?
Who?
Sancho?
I don't think he was there yet.
Sancho came
What?
he came right as I left.
Okay.
He came right as I left. Yeah, but man, names,
Yeah,
stars.
Just walk me. I know, and a lot of your time at Dortmund, unfortunately, was injury ridden, which is super unfortunate, and we'll definitely tap into that in a second. But just walk me through through your time at Dortmund, being at one just such a major club, and we'll get into Jürgen Klopp as well. But with the you day in day out, you see the ability of these players. You've moved through to go through IMG. You go to Hoffenheim, US men's national team, youth academies, all of those things. St. Pauli. Now you get the first division Germany, one of the the biggest stage there, especially on one of the biggest teams right behind Bayern Munich. Just walk me through kind of just the ins and outs and the difference that you saw between those previous experiences to now you really get to one of the biggest stages in world football. What were the differences and the key differences that you saw and that you potentially had to change in your game as well?
The speed of play, because that was the peak of the gegenpressing,
Yeah.
So even in training, like you had to be switched on. We played these possession games where as soon as one team loses, they got to go press as hard as they can for 10 seconds. So when you're the team that wins the ball and everyone is flying at you, you got to know what you're going to do before that ball even gets to your foot. Or else when you get it, you lose it. Now your team is like, is the speed of play, and just the details of it. Because like a lot of times from the outside looking in, you got people that'll be like, these guys are sick, but like I've seen guys the difference is inches.
Margins.
You've got guys. I've played with plenty of guys that didn't make it to a certain level that I thought were cold, but every now and then their first touch would be messy, or they don't strike the ball cleanly 10 out of 10 times, or they're not always switched on when the play is going. These guys, there was not a second where they were off. If I tell you a winger is coming down the line, Aubameyang is in the box every single time.
100%.
It's not like he's taking a play off like, oh, fuck, I'm tired. He's in the box every time. Marco Reus, he was battling with injuries because that was the time where they were talking about him maybe going to Chelsea. Like, he got injured for that World Cup.
Yeah.
But every time he came back, he would score a goal. If he gets anywhere around the 18, his striking was so clean, the keeper's going to have to make a picture save or it's going in. Mkhitaryan, his receiving in the middle. This guy, like, some of these guys, underrated. Like, I feel like Mkhitaryan is heavily underrated.
Yeah.
He's so good. He's so good.
Criminally
So technical.
underrated.
So technical.
Criminally underrated. Being able to watch that guy, he was my next door neighbor too. Being able to watch a guy like that train, man, it was I can't say it was a blessing, man, because like if you look at where I started out at, you starting out in the States, there's no academies, there's no proper structure, there's none of that. to then being able to be on a stage with those guys, nah, man. And being at the time, I felt like I was supposed to be there, so I didn't really I grasped the gravity of the situation, but I'm like, I'm here, so I'm playing, I'm competing.
Yeah.
But now that, I'm 32 now, I got 2 kids, my career, I'm slowing down. Now I'm actually able to sit back and process everything, because like when you stop playing soccer, it's like you're jumping out of a moving train. You're like, everything is happening so fast, transfers, this, that. Now you get off the wagon, and now I'm like thinking how fast everything was moving, the places that I've been at, and now I can properly be grateful for that time that I was at Dortmund.
Yeah, absolutely. I could, man, one can only dream, like you said, man. There's only there's only so many people that get the opportunity and work as hard to have that opportunity as well, to be in a side like that, especially kind of wrapping up for me, just to be in a side that's coached by Jürgen Klopp, one of the best coaches in the world. And we've talked about this on the pod so much, how good Jürgen Klopp is with young players, and how good he is at development. Just, kind of walk me through, just seeing him and working with him on a daily basis, but then also just some of the things that you took away from, his style and just working under one of the most influential managers of this generation, honestly.
Yeah. The guy makes you feel like a superhero. When he speaks to you, it feels like, yo, I can really do this. I can do whatever he asks me to. If he says, yo, I need you guys as soon as we win the ball to run through this brick wall, he'll say it in a way to where you're like, damn, I'm ready. Let me go ahead, and him seeing me as a person and a player, and how highly he rated me, it tapped into something into me, like the belief, like having him speak to me and say like, yo, man, I feel like you could score double digits every season, or there's nobody that could stop you one-on-one. When he said that, I was like,
gas me up.
Yo, I'm like, who's Jerome Boateng? Let me see it. So, oh man, that was, man, he's in it. And then it also shows you that there's levels to the coaching. Just because you did a course and you read some books and you did this, that, you not it's player management is one. Because when you're working with stars like that, everybody's making money. Everybody's good. How are you going to get the best? How are you going to get the best version of every player to want to buy in even when they're not playing? When a guy's not starting week in and week out, how can you keep him locked in? How do you have him buy into the system? And majority of these coaches they can't grasp that. They think that, this is my philosophy. If you don't buy in, then F off. What?
Yeah,
that's one of the reasons why he was able to take Dortmund to the top, Liverpool to the top. Because at any given moment, you got a guy like Divock Origi. He's not starting every game, but he's coming off the bench and he's giving you G's, goals. At any given moment, you got guys coming off the bench. He's asking Grosskreutz to go in and be keeper. He's playing goalie. Because everybody's bought in. It's not, and that's why I say it's levels to the coaching stuff. And that's why there's a reason there's a Pep, there's a Klopp, there's a Mourinho. Because those guys understand how to get the best out of guys. That's a big part of it. That's most of it.
Honestly.
That's most of it. Like, you can't talk, not one size fits all. You can't talk to every player the same way. Because one morning, we're all grown men. Somebody might have some shit going on at home, and you buck up on him one way. He's like, oh man, fuck this guy, man. I'm not running today, man. He's over here wilding out, bro. Nah. Another guy, coming back from injury, he's not really feeling himself. You getting on him. Man, I wasn't even trying to come in to train anyway, man. Go ahead. Leave me alone, you know? But him, he would always build you up. It was special, man. It was special.
Yeah, absolutely. Just before I pass it off to Cornelius, if one word to describe Klopp, just one, what would you say? I know it's difficult, but just one word.
It's tough, man. I'll just say spectacular, man. Spectacular. Spectacular, bro.
No, that's fair. And honestly, since Gabriel was talking about managers, you were talking about having good coaches early on, and you talked about Ralph Ragnick, someone that ended up at Manchester United in the Premier League as well.
Yeah.
I think you were also at Dortmund. I might have been towards the end of your time there, but I believe you were there when Thomas Tuchel was there, another Chelsea manager who took us to the promised land. So
yeah, man.
Just to keep it on the coaching for right now, what are some things that you learned under those guys' tutelage that you were able to take into the next stages of your game? Because those are, you say Ralph Ragnick, Thomas Tuchel, Jürgen Klopp, those are names known throughout the world, at the highest level as well.
Yeah. And Jürgen Klinsmann too on the national team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would just say what I learned from all of those guys is that I really did learn that no one is bigger than the team, like with those guys. Like the reason that you're able to achieve anything is because the group, everybody's firing in the group. If I'm slacking in training, I'm not helping my teammate, because if I'm not working hard, he's going to take a little edge off because he's like, oh, I got this starting spot in the bag. Now he's going in the game. He's not the best version of himself. One of the real reasons why Klopp liked me a lot was because I'm gunning for whoever in training. That's why I even earned my debut at Dortmund, because I'm in training. I'm coming after everybody. And he was like, man, he's really giving effort. Like and to put it in perspective, to make the roster for a game day roster at Dortmund, he had to drop players for me. I was taking up an international spot at Borussia Dortmund. Think about that.
Yeah.
And in order for me to even make game day roster, they have to look at that whole roster and say, nah, he's not coming. He's going to go in. And even just getting that, just put fire under me, under everybody. Like, oh, man, anybody can get a shot. Anybody can get dropped, So yeah, that's what I learned from those guys.
No, that's amazing. I mean, you've been under some of the top coaches. You talked about Jürgen Klinsmann. I want to bring it to 2014, a big year for you and all the moves that you make. But right after you make your national team debut, you do suffer a knee injury that actually lingers a little bit longer than you originally thought. So, definitely a low point in your career. But what did this teach you about perseverance, about mindset? And honestly, how did you get through that tough time? Because, it was about 1.5 years that you were off the pitch.
Yeah. When you're forced to sit down that long, especially when everything I had been grinding for came to a complete halt and I had no control over it, it was one of those things that was so hard to accept. It was like disbelief. It was like no matter how hard I grinded, my knee was still messed. Like I couldn't, it was not something that I could just change. So having to sit with that, then have to sit with like, damn, okay, if I'm not playing, who am I? Like, what's my identity? I've been doing this since I was 3-4 years old. Now, potentially the doctor's saying that I might not come back, or the doctor's saying I won't be the same, I'm seeing everybody get their opportunity and I'm just stuck in time. It was one of those moments where I'm questioning everything, and it was hard. And even like words can't even do it justice. Like, it was real depression. Because now I can look back on the situation and look at my 21-year-old self and remember some of the things that I was doing. I was depressed. I'm like, when you don't want to go outside, I didn't feel like going to rehab. I got to learn how to walk again. I gotta learn how to jump and sprint. I gotta do all this stuff. It was like I was asking why. I'm like, damn, why now? Did I do something in my past life? Like, is this a punishment? That's how in the moment, that's how it all felt to me. But now looking back, it built so much character for me at the time, you know. And each day that I pushed to get back on the field is each day that it made me stronger as a human. F the soccer player, as a human.
Right.
So yeah, that was a real moment in time. You start to understand who's actually there as a friend, who's just trying to benefit just being around. You see agents, real faces, you know. Because at the end of the day, it's a business.
Yeah.
People profiting off of you. They feel like there's no more profit. They're like, cutting eyes, not responding the same way they used to. Then you start to be like, dang, okay, it really is a meat market. Folks ain't lying when they say that. So yeah.
No, that's huge too. You know, like you're away from home at the same time, so you don't really have that support system. And I feel like this is a part of the game that, you know, we as fans and we on the other side, we don't really always get. You know, we want you to get back on the pitch because you're our guy. We want the team to do well, but you know, especially back then, mental health wasn't talked about as much as it is today. So just, you know, hearing you go through that, it's cool that you can actually talk about that on the other side and be so open with it because, you know, I feel like now people are more receptive to hearing these types of stories and they're more willing to, you know, to help in those times of need. But, you know, you're back in Germany, you're bouncing around the second and third division, getting your legs back, literally.
Yeah.
But then, you know, you get the chance to come back to Ohio. You know, we're all Ohio boys.
Yeah.
Down in Cincinnati.
Cincinnati,
So
baby.
Yeah.
You know, so 2019, you get a chance to come back home, play for this newly promoted FC Cincy side.
Yeah.
What like were you excited to come back home for one? I mean, obviously you haven't played in America for the last almost decade, you know, so you're not even familiar with the US game. This is a newly promoted side. How did you view this challenge? Was this something that you were excited or was it just like, let's see what this MLS thing's about now?
Yeah. No, I was excited about it. Mainly because I hadn't been at home. I hadn't played at home. And I saw how much the league had grown as well. And I'm like, damn, man, this looks amazing. And quite frankly, I was homesick. I was like, damn, I spent all of my foundational years in Germany from 17 to 26. And you know, you only get to go home in the off season. Think about that. You only get to go home twice a year for 2 weeks, maybe, because every year there was more fixtures, more tournaments. So your off time got less and less and less. So I'm really not spending any time at home. So I was like, oh man, I'm trying to go back. And yeah, just getting back to Cincy, it was different because I hadn't really spent much time in the Midwest, but after a few months, it felt like home, man. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I still have a lot of friends out in Cincy. I love the fan base was amazing. The fan base was amazing, man. And then just what they were doing with the club was top notch. Obviously, the performance weren't there in the beginning, but we had a lot of those early years. We had some ballers on the team, man. Yo, like one of the second or third seasons. Jürgen Locadia from Brighton, Harris Midunyanin played in Spain, played in Israel. Kenneth Vermeer played for Holland, played at Ajax. Siem de Jong, Brenner, Lucho Acosta, Alvaro Barreal, like Jeff Cameron.
Yeah.
Man, players, bro. So the level in training was high. Jaap Stam was the coach.
Jaap Stam, man.
Oh,
Well,
man,
Jaap
crazy,
Stam, man.
crazy. So, huh?
No, I was just sorry. I was thinking out loud. It was a full circle moment when Jaap Stam came. I was obviously I'm a United fan too, and I feel like those early FC Cincinnati games are like, I remember those. So I mean, like we were a new team. There was like the expectation was kind of up in the air. I believe you were also brought in as like reinforcements too, kind of like
Yeah.
midway through the season.
Midway through their inaugural
like,
season.
Yeah, which was, I mean, it was a tough season. This was shout out to Nipper Stadium. I went to UC.
Shout out Nipper.
Yeah, I graduated. I was there. Bro. I was there. I was a student. And yeah, man, I definitely wanted to see you continue with us because I felt as if, especially with the way that they were going, with the way that they wanted to play, I believe that you would have really fit, what we had going on. So
Man, hindsight's always 2020 because sometimes I think about that too. But just the early years with so much going on, and like from the inside, there was a lot of expectation. So like when things weren't going well, they were like, "Yo, what can we do? We need to figure this out. We need to figure this out." And the difference between MLS and Europe, I felt like, was first off when they be publicizing the contracts and stuff like that. So like mid-season and end of the season, they publicize everything. So in the locker room, dudes are like, "Yo, he's on that? Wait a minute, nah, I did this. How's he getting that and I'm not getting this?" So it starts to play in your head. At the end of every season, now I'm starting to deal like my whole time I'm coming up in traditional football structure where it's just a contract, X amount of years, boom, this is that. Over here now you got the option, the trade, the GAM, the TAM, this, that. I'm like, what the heck? Option?
yeah.
At the end of the season, we coming in, you got to do your end of the year meeting, and they're contemplating if they're picking up the option because the option number is here, and then your base is here. And I'm like, yo, hold on. I'm playing X amount of games. I'm doing this, that, and the third. Y'all got guys on this, and you guys are nitpicking about my option number, which is not even, it's good money, but it's not even that crazy. So that was also in my head at the time as well. It creates an environment where everybody's like stat chasing. You plan to get your stats so you can go into your option year and get a big deal and then do what you want, So that was my only thing with FCC. But like other than that, the playing wise and everything, man, I loved it. My family loved it. It was great.
No, that's love, man. Did you play at the same time as when Baji was there?
Nah, he came right when I left. He came as I left.
Okay.
That's my guy though.
Yeah.
Shout out Baji.
Shout out Baji.
Shout out to Baji, man. Shout out to Baji, man. Question for you, man. So, just kind of hearing you talk and just following you about, how fatherhood has really shaped you as a person. I'm curious, from one father to another, you've talked about how becoming a father changed your perspective. How has it affected your motivation and preparation for games?
Word. I'll go to the games first. When I had my first daughter, we were in Cincy, obviously, and my preparation was still the same, but my mentality was different. So now I'm like, all right, I'm fighting to leave something behind for her, looking forward to getting that new deal. She can go to this new school. She can do this. She can do that. That was the kind of motivation. Like, I want her to be proud of me. I would, before the games, I would just picture her being one of the kids walking out, looking up to me like, yo, will she be proud of you if at the end of this 90 minutes? Like, did you give everything? Like, will she look at you and be like, damn, daddy, that was great? Or will she look at you and be like, you're okay? So from that standpoint, it definitely motivated me to just be on my P's and Q's all the time. And then just how it shaped me as a human. Man, there's so many things that you reflect once you have your kid, because you look at times you were a kid and how things were with your parents and certain things that you would do differently or that you would do the same. So it's just a full circle moment, honestly. Like, it's made me much more patient, much more, how do I say, compassionate, much more empathetic. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Just especially having girls too, because my second daughter's a girl as well, to where like I really gotta watch what I say, because for me being a boy, my dad, it was very blunt. It was like, yo, you were shit today.
Yeah.
What it was. Yeah, that's not good enough. You really think you're gonna make it playing like that? You think this is what it takes? and you know, now sometimes we'll do activities and my wife will be like, yo, chill, you don't want to scare her away from the sport. Yo, calm your ass down. That was early on. Now I'm chill now. So like, you know, but those are just some of the ways that it's shaped me.
Nice, man. I know. I definitely know. Firsthand, man. Kids change a lot. I think you had a good point too. I think having girls too, I think really changes your perspective on just a lot. So no, I appreciate you sharing that, man. Just one last one for me. You founded Gyau Skills Academy to help younger players develop technical ability. What inspired you to start that?
Yeah, man, just because as we've been, you know, speaking about, it's not that many folks that have the raw essence and the experience of what the game is at a certain level. A lot of stuff is remixed and repackaged to the public as elite training when it's not. So when I do my sessions, you're actually getting the stuff that I witnessed at the highest level, you know? And that's where the difference comes in. It's not just some gimmick. It's not like, oh, look at this. No, it's the fundamentals. First off, there's no skipping steps. We're not doing a rainbow flick if you can't trap the ball. We're not learning how to dip if you can't juggle the ball more than 10 times. Like, it's step by step by step. And to get the parents to buy in and to understand that, because like I said in the beginning, it's not no fly-by-night thing. Like, if you really say that you want your kid to be a pro, then you got to do what the pros did. And you got to take the time every single day and do the boring stuff. It is what it is. I used to go to the field with my dad, and we would dribble through cones every damn day. And I'm like, dang, I'm tired. But now, when I get to the pros and I'm dribbling guys just like how I used to do in the youth, it makes sense. It makes sense. You got to master the ball before anything, because puberty will take over once, you know, if you've got that structure or whatever, if you're thinking the game. But like Arsene Wenger once said it, he said, your technical ability is like your vocabulary. If you don't know a lot of words, you're not going to be able to speak right. If you can't handle the ball, you're not going to be able to express yourself on the pitch correctly.
100%.
So that's where Gyau Skills Academy came into play.
That's huge. Mike, before you go, it sounds yeah, you got coaching in your family. Do you got a coaching aspirations, or do you see that in the? I know it might be in the future, but you know, it sounds like you already got your coaching hat on.
I know, right? The training space is kind of where I want to be in right now, because the coaching space, parents are a bit too hands-on when it comes to the team. It's not something that I'm trying to deal with.
No, I hear you. Definitely hear you.
It ain't nothing I'm trying to deal with, man. Like, it's, you know, and if I'm coaching, and if I'm coaching a team, it's not like I'm trying to be gone every weekend, because, you know, my daughter's coming of age and I want to be there hands-on for her, you know. So I feel like that would take away a lot of time. You never know. But for now, I'm going to the training.
All right. So we've heard your story from, you know, growing up in Silver Springs, moving all the way to Florida, and then Vancouver, and then around Europe. What is one thing in your upbringing that you think has guided you as a professional?
One thing that's guided me as a professional that I've learned?
Yeah, in your upbringing.
Yeah. Oh, man. It's it's crazy, because, you know, a lot of athlete stories are quite not similar, but like that very the gritty background, or the things that you endure when you're a kid, the things that you see and things like that. Sometimes the negativity is the stuff that'll drive you to do great things, but if it's not treated, and when you're done, it can also drive you to bad places. You know what I mean? So definitely learn that you got to keep this intact before anything.
Okay.
This thing, and I mainly learned that during my injury, but also just through all the different countries, the different places, the different people,
Mm-hmm.
like being able to have your emotions in check, being able to be disciplined,
Mm-hmm.
being able to, being able to converse with people as well.
Okay.
Everything that you're gonna do after you finish playing, business, whatever, it's people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You gotta be a people person.
Mm-hmm.
So those are just some things that I've learned, but definitely, from my past, from, guys that I grew up with that went to good places, that went to bad places.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, you gotta deal with the stuff that's going inside before it
Mm-hmm.
takes over. Because
Yeah.
that's a part of the game that people really don't. That's a reality that people don't like to talk about too
Yeah.
much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a real thing. If you don't address a lot of stuff while you're playing, when you're done playing and you have a lot of time, idle
Mm-hmm.
time,
Mm-hmm.
that stuff will get on you. You gotta take care of your mental, man, and that's something that I'm been trying to be proactive about, and and I'm not hiding it from anybody,
Mm-hmm.
man. Like it's not easy, when people say, "I want to go pro, I want to do this," be
Mm-hmm.
ready, because it's like to a certain extent, I don't want to downplay the military, but like it's like you're joining a different level of society, kind of with your commitment, with the discipline. At the drop of a
Yeah.
hat, you're gonna have to leave the country, move somewhere,
Yeah.
pack up your bags. 2 70-pound bags, that's your life. You out of there. You're gonna have to deal
Wow.
with getting cut. You're gonna have to deal with all different types of stuff. And if you're not equipped, it'll mess with you. They'll be and at the same time, you're a young person as well.
Mm-hmm.
17, 18, 19. You're a kid. And you got coaches that'll tell you, nah, you ain't good enough. You're not gonna make it. I don't like you. It's not you as a player. I just don't like your personality. Not playing you for certain reasons. It'll mess with your head. And if you don't check with those habits, it will show up in other aspects of your life.
Okay.
And me getting married and having kids now, that type of stuff. My wife is like, yo, what? Yo, you gotta chill out. Soccer's not everything anymore. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you gotta be balanced. You gotta do other stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
those are just a few of the things that I learned, man. A lot of stuff, but
That's actually a very, very good insight, and I kind of want to piggyback off of that. Um, this would be more of your advice to the youth. So you've played across the U.S., you've played across, Europe, Germany. What is one piece of advice you would give the youth, if they want to be successful in both, environments?
mhm, that you have to be ready to sacrifice everything.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
You can't be 1 foot in and 1 foot out and say you want to be great. Like, and me, sometimes I used to batter myself because I felt like I could have stayed. I wanted to stay at Dortmund much longer, but it was cut short because of my knee injury, you know? But like, to get to that point, I had to sacrifice everything.
Yeah.
I'm missing funerals. I'm missing graduations. I'm missing. I'm missing parties.
You said
I'm
prom.
missing. Huh?
You said prom.
Yeah. I'm missing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm missing everything. I'm missing
Mm-hmm.
everything for this one thing that I'm chasing.
Yeah.
You know. And if you really say that you want to live that life, then that's what comes with it. Especially
Mm-hmm.
if you don't come from a lot of money.
Mm.
Especially if you don't come from a lot of money. There's gonna be choices that you're gonna have to make, sacrifices that you're gonna have to make, mouths to feed,
Mm-hmm.
expectations, and you got to
Yeah.
be able to deal with that. Got to be able to deal with that.
Yeah. Thank you for that advice. Thank you for that advice because you know most of us just get to see the glitz and glamour. Oh, he's playing on TV. He's playing with world known names. That's what usually the youth see and they're interested in. So
Mm.
this is a very good advice, for
For
somebody
sure.
that's up and coming. Thank
For
you.
sure. Yeah, man, no problem.
Yeah, man. So, just got a few rapid fire questions here for you, man. So, just
Yeah.
gonna ask you a bunch of questions. Gabriel and I will split these. What's on your match day playlist right now? What are you listening to?
Whoa, match day playlist. I'm listening to G Herbo.
Oh wow.
Humble beast.
Yeah. I'm
Mhm.
listening to G Herbo. I'm listening to Rod Wave. This guy from DC. I'm listening to No Savage.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Heard of No Savage? Yep.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, those are the main ones. Oh yeah, and I'm listening to Kelvin Momo sometimes, bro. You guys know about Amapiano?
Oh,
Yeah.
piano, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm listening to Kelvin Momo.
You
My
listen to
wife's
any
South
Afro
African.
beats? Oh
Huh?
wow. No, do you listen to any Afro beats?
Yeah, man, I listen to a lot, but before the game, it doesn't get me into that angry mode, bro.
Okay.
It makes me want to chill.
I hear you.
Mhm.
Hobbies outside of soccer.
I like to draw. I like to play video games. I like to box. And now that I got kids, I love taking my kids to the park.
Okay. Well, just Salam, hold on. Just before you go, what gaming system are you on? Or what games?
I got a gaming PC. I play this game. It's I've been playing a lot. Black Myth Wukong. You heard of that?
Oh, real gamer.
Real,
Vibes.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
That's why I had to ask. I'm like, what?
Nah,
Damn.
this ain't no FIFA, man.
Yeah.
Nah, this ain't no FIFA, bro.
Mm.
That's
Okay.
cool.
Okay. Premier League team. We already went through that one.
You already know that one.
If you were to build a five-a-side team of your favorite teammates, you're the coach of this team. Who's making your team? You play with some ballers too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I gotta be careful. I gotta check. I gotta think this through.
So you need
All
a
right.
keeper and 4 field players.
Okay. So the key to five-a-side, you need a strong defense. So Nevin Subotic, Mats Hummels.
Okay.
I'm taking Niklas Süle.
Oh,
Big
Wow.
boy.
Wow.
You're not
Yeah.
nobody's bodying my boy.
Where'd you play with Sula?
At Hoffenheim.
Wow.
Wow.
We used to be roommates on them away trips, man. Big boy.
Wow.
Yeah.
shout out to
So-
Sule, man. Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out to
German
Süle.
national.
You
Mhm.
know. So Niklas Süle, Mats Hummels, and then in the middle, this is hard. Firmino.
Wow.
In the front, I'm gonna take. I gotta put Luciano Acosta in there, bro, because he's kind of filthy, bro.
Respect, bro.
Yeah.
He's
Wow.
filthy. And a finisher. Oh, God, it's tough, bro. I'm gonna put Ryan Babel in there too, bro.
Wow. Ryan Babel.
Because if you look at his career, right, it's one thing. You see him at Liverpool, you see him at all these Galatasaray.
That's right. Yeah.
But like when you actually see this guy play, first off, he's a big dude. He's like 6'2".
Mm-hmm.
Second, he can strike the ball from 50, 40 yards out, and it won't get 6 inches off the ground.
Wow.
Technical ability, like he comes from that era of Ajax football, back when they were coming out with the Ajax Football Way DVDs. Seedorf and them were coming out. His football schooling is from a different class. So, yeah, man, I know the real Ryan.
Ryan Babel.
So, on my team for sure.
Oh, that's good, man. Last one for me, man. You're playing with the Las Vegas Lights.
Yeah.
Kind of talk to us about your experience with them and just kind of your season outlook.
Yeah, man. No, it's been cool coming back to the USL because I didn't really know too much about it, but like the MLS, it's also grown a ton. And just because it's in America, you're able to attract a lot of different kind of players, man. So you got a lot of South Americans that come over here. You got a lot of Africans that come over here. So the level is quite good. The level is quite good. I'm not gonna say I'm surprised because there's good football players everywhere, but the level is quite good. The season outlook, obviously, we just got rid of our coach. We just won our first game after getting rid of him. So I think the guys are buzzing a bit. I think if we can capitalize this and go on a little string of games, then it could be good. Now in American sports, there's the playoffs. So like if we can make a little playoff spot, anything can happen in the playoffs. So yeah.
What's one underrated part of your game or personality that people don't talk about enough?
I feel like a lot of people when they see me, they just think, "Oh, he's fast, he's strong, and he can just beat people." But I would say how I read the game and my delivery for some of my balls is quite underrated. Like my crossing ability from deep, from the baseline, from the end line. Baseline, what the? From the end line. I think I've got a pretty underrated service. It's pretty. I think I'm pretty accurate with the service.
Okay.
And my defending, because I transformed to a defender when I was at Cincy for one season. Yapstam wanted me to play right back, and I was able to jump right in there and hold my own.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I feel like the quickness definitely helps with that. Being able to recover, even if you get beat, you're able to get that next step. Definitely helps.
It puts your mind at ease too. Like even if a guy's a little bit behind me, I'm not really tripping like that. Because it's good and bad. It's good and bad.
Don't get too comfortable. Don't get too comfortable. Oh man. If you could relive one game of your career, which one would it be?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Relive one game. Gosh. I would. The Dortmund debut, but that was like 20 minutes. Like I want to do a 90-minute game. Man, there was this when I was playing in Sweden, it was our last game of the season, and we needed a result to stay up, and we were playing against Malmo in Malmo.
Wow.
And we got the result. So we tied, and the team that was below us had also tied, but we stayed in on game goal differential.
Oh wow!
Right. So we're away in Malmo. We go down 1-0. Everybody's like, "Oh damn!
Here we go.
This might be a wrap for the whole city. It might be over." But no, we came back in. I got the assist for the 1-1.
Nice.
They scored it, and then we tied it up late in the game for the 2-2. That was a pretty amazing feeling, man. That was great because the away fans traveled with us. And the fans who stayed at home, they were waiting for the team bus. They had flares all through the city. We was partying the whole 7 hours.
Wow.
It was nice.
This ain't no playoff. This ain't no playoff.
Oh man. Toughest opponent you ever faced? And actually for this one, I want to go team, like toughest team you ever faced, and then also individual player.
Yeah. Whoa, gosh. When we were playing against when I was playing in the third division, we played against Bayern Munich when Ribéry and Robin were there, and that shit was ridiculous. Bro.
Oh man.
I was like, this ain't even fair, bro. Either side, Ribéry's getting, and Ribéry, there's no pause button. My guy's getting it, and he's running. He's hungry. Now, Arjen was a different type of player. He was much more, elegant, but he's coming to kill you too. As soon as they would switch that ball to either wing, like as a winger, you got sprint back for help. So I'm sprinting back for help every damn time. Are these guys gonna chill? Oh, so that was definitely the toughest team. And I actually played against Dortmund when I was with Hoffenheim. That was I I played against them once, and I was on the bench for them once. And playing
Yeah.
against them, the one time Lewandowski was still there. That was ridiculous as well, because this was before Shinji Kagawa went to Man U when he was a dog still.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just on the sideline watching that shit like, damn, this don't even look like fun. And then the hardest player, I played against some hard defenders, I'm not gonna lie. But I'll stand by it. The hardest defender I went up against was Edson Braafheid. I still got this mark on my shin from his metal studs, bro. Bro left his trademark on my body. And we still laugh about that till this day, man, because that's still my guy. We talk every other week. But like, I remember that. I'm like 19 up in the training thinking I'm the ish. We're playing 4v4 and I'm just getting in. I'm just trying to stand up everybody, hit him with the He was like, all right, come over here. Try that shit right now. So I go over. I'm like,
No, that's true, man. It's crazy. I hear it's so crazy. I hear all the time, like in the pros and training, it's like, bro, certain players like, bro, don't try and make me because I'll really, like, I'll injure you. Like, don't play with me. It's crazy.
There's guys that mean that, bro. Even if your boys are not, we were close. Like the day before that, I'm at his house eating dinner, bro.
You're trying to get me with the.
Not the heme. And then wrapping up, favorite. So you played in a lot of places, all over the all over the world. Honestly, playing football. Favorite Ghanaian dish, favorite German dish, favorite Swedish dish.
All right, favorite Ghanaian dish. Damn, that's tough. I mean, I'm not gonna say jollof. That's regular.
Watch jollof not even that good, but
watch it.
Yeah, that's my favorite one too.
Yeah.
That's Mike.
The watch it is fire, man. And
it hits different.
This last time I went to Ghana with my cousin, 2023. Oh man, we was spanking the food
every day.
Because the exchange rate hits different over there, man. Every night I'm rubbing. So
and it's all natural. You don't gotta use the preservatives or nothing. Man.
You eat, you don't even feel full. You eat a full plate.
That's the thing, bro. You're eating a dish like this. And it's like, man, I feel great.
I can go run. Yeah, I can go run. 90 minutes.
Yeah. Favorite German dish. There's this thing in the south of Germany called Spätzle. It's like thick egg noodles, and they put this sauce over it, and they have like beef pieces and stuff like that. So that's pretty good.
That sounds fire.
Sweden. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Swedish food was kind of Swedish food wasn't like that. It was Swedish food was kind of similar in a way to German food. They used to have like they used to love the sausage. Pause. The
meatballs. The Swedish meatballs.
Yeah. Swedish meatballs, like that type of stuff. It wasn't too crazy. Back in the States, oh man, growing up in Silver Spring, I used to be eating them Philly. We're not from Philly, but we got a lot of Philly cheesesteak spots, bro. I used to get the cheesesteaks all the time. Shit is horrible for you, but that was turned.
Was you fucking with the skyline when you was down there?
Bro,
I'm gonna leave it alone. Man.
Hell no.
I'm cool on the skyline too.
No. It was like when we touched down, the guys were like, "Yo, Skyline Chili, that's the trademark of the city." And I'm driving past the spot, and I'm looking at it, I'm like, "This don't look right, yo."
I feel I'm not into it either, man. Everybody, my family, well.
It's not that bad, guys.
Mike, it's not that bad.
I'm so cool. I'll never try it.
It's like embarrassing. It's like not embarrassing, but it's like, damn, this is what we have to offer. You talked about Philly cheesesteak. Like, you in Philly, you gotta try this cheesesteak. I'm like, man. And no shade to Skyline. If y'all want to sponsor the podcast.
No shade to Skyline. No shade to Skyline. But there was this Senegalese restaurant in Cincinnati that I always used to go to.
Was it Taranga?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro.
Taranga. Yeah, bro. Fire. I got videos on my Snapchat still of my daughter over there.
Oh, they're reminiscing.
Fire, yeah, bro. I was there 2 weeks ago. But yeah. Bro, I'm a regular.
Yeah.
But, y'all got anything to say before we go?
But yeah, no. Before we go, man, I just wanted to, of course, just thank you for hopping on the pod. Definitely shared a lot of stories with a lot of players that I grew up. I'm the youngest on the pod. I'm 26, so a lot of players I grew up watching and studying. Is super dope. And one thing I really wanted to commend you on and give your flowers on, and just talking about the mental health aspect of being a pro as well. You really don't. I mean, like Colonel said, you see it a lot now, and it's being a lot more accepted now. But it's still one of those things that there's still a stigma around it, and but it's real, and you see a lot of professional athletes deal with these things. You really don't know that they're dealing with them, for the non-professional athletes and just the everyday person who is dealing with those things, to hear someone like you speak about that, and just be like, yeah, no, I went through it too. It speaks volumes, and I just want to commend you on that, bro. So
appreciate that.
Yeah, I want to wish you good luck with Vegas. I hope you guys do well. Thank you once again, man. We'd love having you on. When we had the opportunity to have you on, we were all like surprised. So it's a good opportunity to have you on, man. Thank you so much.
Man.
I appreciate
Thanks for having me, man. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun to be able to, chop it up with some brothers, man. It's good. It's good energy in the pod.
Yeah, next time just don't bring that shirt jersey, man.
Always welcome here, yo. Hey, yo, and you know what's funny? Like 5 minutes before the pod, I put this shirt on, bro. I was like, let me see how they're gonna react.
Well, you gotta rep your set.
Oh man, thanks again. Just like the boys said, and a lot of the guys we've interviewed, they didn't have the kind of path that you knew you were going to take. Like you said, your grandfather was a pro, your dad was a pro, your dad now coaches, D1 collegiately. And so you kind of always knew the steps you had to take. And I think that's huge for kids now, just hearing that, you're going to have to make sacrifices at a young age. You're going to have to train like a pro if you want to be like a pro. And I feel like those two pieces of information are just huge for anyone, just in any walk of life. If you want to be great at something, you have to train that way, and you kind of have to make sacrifices. So that's huge, and just moving forward, definitely take that into consideration to everything that we do. So thanks again for the time.
Man, for sure. And like a small part of that is like, if you look at a lot of like top athletes across all sports, a lot of them, either a family member or a close family friend has a background in the sport, Like if you look at like a lot of the top guys, I'll say one of my favorites. I mean, you look at Ronaldinho, you look at guys like Hatem Ben Arfa, you look at all of these guys, brother played pro, father played pro, uncle played pro, and they're just able to, maybe they didn't play at the highest level, but they were around some guys that went somewhere and they were like, nah, I remember what he was doing, or some of the things that I did, you're gonna do, so it helps.
Yeah, just like I said, bro, it was a pleasure having you on. Your perspective, your experience definitely is one worth sharing. So I appreciate having you on, bro, and we're definitely going to be rooting for y'all this year as well too.
Absolutely.
Sure, man. Appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Like I said before, I thank you guys for having me on the show and allowing me to, tell some bits of my stories and stuff like that. And I just like being able to be open and being able to share, because what's the point of having all the experience and all of that stuff and not being able to share it, So